While cutting costs is a harsh reality many face, becoming financially savvy can be hard to understand at times. And KAG's Sarah Wilson is here for this week's Crunch the Cost segment. Sarah, you found that it all really starts with having a plan in place.
Absolutely, William. A budget is a plan, but it starts with checking that bank account, which could deliver some hard truth, and I know we tend to not want to have that. But I talked with some money expert on budgeting misconceptions and how you can benefit from one.
We're all familiar with budget cuts, and lately some of those budgets have cut a deep hole in some pockets.
Life happens.
And it's happened to all of us since a global virus came into the world 3 years ago. Now, April marks Financial Literacy Month, and as tax season comes to a close, creating a budget to keep you financially fresh for the year can start now.
A budget is a plan, more than anything.
Which is not always an easy process. You know where it starts. Yep. How much have you really been spending? Yeah, that's the hard part, says finance scholar Eugenia Guarina at the University of Dallas, who studies economic trends.
I think the hardest part of budgeting is actually taking stock of your past expenses. Coming to grips with what you actually spent last month and the month before is the hardest part.
A new finance report shows that 69% of Americans have financial anxiety, but 1 in 4 aren't budgeting at all. There's chief financial officer bookkeepers like Lisa Meza, who owns a company that helps small businesses with bookkeeping and more.
It is easier to get more customers than it is to cut out half of your expenses.
And a misconception, thinking that it just takes saving $5 here and there to get rich. We all wish. Doing that with your income as opposed to expenses makes budgeting easier to set a goal, she says.
Try to be as realistic as possible so that you're not losing your mind trying to force yourself into a new habit.
Because life happens to everyone.
It's okay if you spend more than what you had allocated in a budget. It's not going to break you. You can still recover.
Paying yourself back by assessing where you are financially. So that means you gotta check that bank account to see just how much damage has been done. But embracing that damage to move forward for your next budget and knowing that it is okay. You slowly sew up your financial hole to where only you can understand.
And they both further emphasize that grace and patience when budgeting is needed. Because like I said, you can't stop life from happening, but you can choose to be kind to yourself when it hurts you financially. Remember, it's your financial story and you're the only author. For more Crunch the Cost, just go to KAGSTV.com. Back to you, William.